Welcome to the mission. I'm DJ Bled, and I'm going to just briefly talk about um, what do you want to do in your life? I mean, as far as like, what goals do you have? Um, so I have a few questions that I'm going to put up on the screen. Um, I want to put a couple of questions on the screen. So the first question is based off the choices that you make in your life. Question number one: are you where you want to be in life? Um, Meaning, are you where you want to be, or do you see yourself um, in a good state of mind, financially, physically fit? How do you see yourself? Do you have goals as far as like family? What do you want to be? Do you want a family? Do you want children? Do you want to be married? Do you want that big house with the white picket fence? What do you want? What do you see yourself doing? What do you see? What do you see yourself doing? As far as like where you are in the status of your life at this point. It's, a lot of people would like to do certain things, but they're not willing to take the sacrifice to do it. And that could be a problem. So it brings me to the next question. What choices did you make to arrive at your goal? What choices would you make? Would you go to school to what would you do? How would you obtain that goal? What direction will you go to obtain that goal? It's just, you know, it's just a choice. People always create goals the first day in the year. They always say the New Year's resolutions. They always say, "Oh well, I'm going to lose weight and do this and do that." And then in some instances, you have some people that will basically do that, but they end up stopping maybe in a couple of months or so. I don't know. So what choices do you make to arrive at your goal? What do you see yourself doing to obtain that goal? Are you going to go to school? Are you going to, I don't know, are you going to talk to someone that knows the business? Are you going to go to the internet and do your due diligence? What are you going to do to obtain that goal of yours? What do you want to do? People have goals that can be reached. You have a short term, you have long long-term goals, tongue twister. And I don't know. I think that people should really think about that before they get into other things in life, like having relationships. Um, and so I think that people should really think about that second question. What choices did you make to arrive at your goal? And which leads me to my last question. Do you have to make sacrifices? Absolutely. I think so. But what do you, it's not what I think, but what do you think, the viewers out there? What do you think? Do you think you should sacrifice things? Just a few seconds ago, I just talked about not getting into relationships until you obtain a certain status for yourself that you're satisfied with. And so you wouldn't jump into a relationship right away. You want to have options. And that's the basis of it all. You want to have options for yourself. You know, you don't want to just take the whatever's given to you. You want to be able to have options. So you have to you have to sacrifice things in order to get to that certain part of your life. You have to give up things just to get to that certain part of your life. You know, all of these three questions connect together in order to obtain the life that you desire. It's choices. You can either go left or right, up or down. It's up to you. But whatever choice you make in your life, you have to make sure that you obtain it, whether it's good or bad. And one rule of thumb: do not allow people to or get, I don't know, don't allow people to influence you to change your choices, because those are your choices based off of, and I'm saying based off of how they are and what they are doing with their life. So don't do that. Don't change your life or change your choices for your life based off of your friends, family members, and immediate family if you have. You have to think sometimes, like for instance, if you have like immediate family, you have to think outside the box. You have to think outside of yourself. You have to say, okay, it's not just me anymore. I have children and a wife or a husband or a partner. And so I have to think not only for myself, but also for them. So what am I going to do? What would I do to do that? That means you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice certain things in life in order to get things in life. And so the best thing to do that I personally do is, and I thank my wife for this. She's the one who got me to go back to school at 49. Now just think about that. I'm 49 years old and I go back to school, but not just the school, a specific type of school, a school that teaches you the fundamentals of broadcasting, film, and I took that offer. So, which means I had to sacrifice things that I wanted to do in order to achieve this goal. So I had to sacrifice. And so now it brings us to here. I just, for the viewers out there, I just want you to understand that, a person can do whatever they choose to do, and they have that choice again. But make sure that it's legit, it's valid, and it's going to help you 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now when you make that choice. Make sure you do that. But again, my goal and my sacrifices were, I think they were obtained. I think that I obtained them. I think I did pretty well. I met a lot of people over the 8-month period, and I'm also a DJ, as you may know, DJ Blair. And I just did what I had to do to obtain what I needed and sacrifice what I need to do for my family. And anybody can do this. But you have to have the mindset. You got to have goals and write them down. You got to know what you want. And you just do it. And that's what I did. I just went there and I just got it done. And so the game hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Just the people. You just got to make the right goals, the right decisions for you or you and your family. I think matter of fact, I know I did make the right choice by going to, I want to get big ups to Illinois Media School. I'm gonna shout them out. Big ups to Illinois Media School of Chicago. I appreciate y'all for giving me this opportunity to even come this far. I mean, I just was just DJing and making beats, and now I'm doing podcasts such as this, and it's just like, it's a beautiful thing to do. It makes me feel free from when I once was in the corporate world, hustling, bustling, and this, I mean, that school just helped me get to this point. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It brought me to a place where I wanted to be. in life. I wanted this. You have to want to do it. And that goes with that, go back to that mindset. You got to want to do this. And so I have to give, props to my parents who are both artists, my uncles, aunts, cousins who, or one way or another, are part of this craft. And so what do? If you're interested in this, I mean, it's a good career to have. It's a good career to have. The goals of just ensuring that you're doing something in your life that you love. You're going to put every aspect of you into it to get the best results. You're going to get the best results. And so if in fact you're not you don't think that you're at the place that you want to be, I believe that you should find that place. I always tell people, it don't matter how old you are, because again, I told you I'm 49. It don't matter how old you are. As long as you are aware of what's going on around you, and you're alive and well, and your mind is right, you can obtain anything in this world that you want. But it's up to you. That's up to you. You are your worst critic or your best critic when it comes to knowing what you want in life. And you just gravitate to that because that's life. I see a lot of people in my family and friends who wanted to do things. And they say they never got an opportunity to because this or that or this or that. And it's just basically sacrificing things. It boils down back to sacrifice. You have to let things go in order to get what you're trying to accomplish or trying to achieve. You have to let other things go. Distractions, you have to put them to the side. And you have to keep going forward because that's the only way. Yep. And people, some people understand that, but they say, well, I have a family, and I do too. But me and my wife, we discussed the sacrifice to obtain the goals. Investments. Making right choices with our money. Ensuring that our kids are safe. Giving our kids choices by doing what we have to do as their parents. And so again, I always say, you can do it too. Anyone can do this. But everybody don't want to do it because of one thing. They feel that they just feel that they're not worthy or whatever, or they got too old or whatever. I don't know. All that stuff is, to me, is hogwash. I think that, and excuses. I think that everybody can do anything. Whatever your heart desires. What makes you happy? Besides yourself. What type of stuff do you want to do that make you happy? That's the question you should ask yourself before you make decisions. What makes me happy? What makes you happy? Just what makes you happy? And you pursue that. And you take it to another level, in different levels. Yeah, I want to show you this portrait right here, the Mission Podcast portrait. I want to tell you that my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, is the one who created that for me. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And then this one right here, I created that. Just some things, it's the small things that make everything seem huge. We have to sit back and think about that, especially a young, especially a young person who's indecisive of what they want to do in life. So these three questions you may ask yourself before you make a decision. Whether it's going to college, going to a trade school, or getting you a job, starting a family. You ask yourself these three questions before you decide to do that. And so that you can make the best decision for your life. Because you only get one. You don't want to make it where everyone around you are in the same predicament you in. You want to, if you have to put yourself in the position to show people that they can do this because you did it, then that's what you should do. I believe that cold-hearted. And so I will eventually, this is my first time doing this, and I will eventually have guests. I have my team working on content, and I'm going to eventually have guests and interviews, interviewing people. But this is just the introduction of what personally I've done to get to this point. So this is my introduction. And I truly appreciate all the sacrifices I've done. I remember walking downtown Chicago, getting on the train, Orange Line, to go to school, and just kept doing that at 49. Sometimes it was so cold outside, but I kept going. I kept moving. I kept moving. And I'm saying that to say this: you can do it too. You have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things. You have to outweigh the what's important to not so important. You have to weigh those out. Weigh those. You want to have options. I'm going back to that. Options. I love to see people win. I'm definitely going to win. That's an automatic for me and my wife and my children, my immediate children. We want to win. We're going to win. And we are winning in every way imaginable. But everybody in this world can do the same thing. You have to put in the work. You got to sacrifice. You got to change a few things. You got to change the norm. Shake it up. And so that you can obtain those goals that you want. It's not hard. You just got to do a little due diligence. You got to change some things. You know, the beautiful thing of having options is you don't have to settle for less. You don't have to settle for whatever someone gives you. You can, like, hey, nah, I have another option. Excuse me. I have another option that I can take. I'm going to take that option. I'm going to use that option. And I'm going to make it grow. It's just like you planting the seed in the ground. You got to water it. You got to talk to it. You got to love it inside and out before it to grow. It will speak back, not in words, but in action. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be on radio. I wanted to DJ. I wanted to do these things. And so here I am, ready, willing, and able. A lot of my friends, they went off to do things, do great things. But that just wasn't for me. That was for them. My sisters, brother, they have their own goals. But I always tell them, start your business, invest in yourself, invest in you. It'll be the best thing that you ever did in your life if you invest the time, the effort, and the ability in yourself. And in some instances, financially. You do that. And do it with something that you love, not something that you like. It will be the best thing that you ever did for yourself. That accomplishment, the finish line to that goal that you wanted to obtain, that you were working on all your life, and you finally did it. You can breathe now. You can breathe now. Now, it's time to put in more work. Now you got it. So what are you going to do with it now? That's the number one question. What are you going to do with it now? You know, like it's a lot of my classmates are out there doing great things with the skills that they have. A lot of them, all of them. I try to support them, and I tell them like all the time if you know, if I'm online and they're on, so happen to be online, I would tell them like, look, you guys are doing great things. Keep moving forward in the right direction. Again, like I said, for me, this is automatic for me. It's automatic. Automatic. To be successful in this radio DJing music thing. Whether I do it independently or I go to an organization, I'm going to put 200% in what I will accomplish. 200%. And so, knowing that, you're not going to get a bad low frequency person. It's always going to be, I'm always going to be upbeat because this is what I wanted to do. I've achieved everything that I need to achieve to learn what I need to learn to do this. And here I am. You know, people can do the same thing. Again, I guess go back to that. I try to encourage people as much as possible to be the best you can be in whatever you're doing. But also ensure that you enjoy doing that too. Because you can make 6-figure, 7-figure income and hate where you are. And that's a bad, cruel word, but I mean, you can hate where you are. So you just got to just think. Think about those 3 questions. Everybody or anybody for that matter can put these 3 questions together for themselves. You can switch it up however you want to do it. And just go to it. Whatever you feel you want to do, get to it. It's opportunities out there. You could do this. You can do DJing. And by the way, I'm going to have a DJ course here. Well, not actually a course. It's more so like a tutorial on the basic things that you need to know to obtain if you decide you want to be a DJ. So I'll be doing that really soon. So look out for that. Yeah, because it's like you can't take it to the grave with you. You have to share it. You have to share your skills, preferably with my family, immediate family, and friends. But you just got to do you, and ensure that what you're trying to accomplish, you put 2,000% into that, because you will. That's what's going to happen. You're going to put a lot of time in that and effort, because this is what you want. It makes you happy. It makes you feel good. It's not even about the money, because the money going to come based off of your experience and skill set and what you bring to the table. So it's not about money. It never will be about money. If you do something for money, it's always going to fall short, because you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it. And this may not be the direction that you want to go, broadcasting, television, or any of those things, or even DJing. But find something. And again, these 3 questions you ask yourself before you make those decisions. I had fun. You can reach me on TikTok. Could I be on TikTok live at d.j.bled, and all the rest of the social medias, with the mission. And I think, I should say, I thank you all for listening and taking the time out to listen to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. My team really appreciates it. And I just want to say thank you. And so I will end with this. No matter what someone says about you, if you decide to do something and you start to enjoy it, no matter what they say or try to discourage you not to do, keep moving. Keep moving. I'm DJ Bled. This is The Mission Podcast with DJ Bled. Thank y'all for y'all time. Peace.